All right, friends, let's go ahead and begin at the back of our mat, coming into a Vajrasana pose. So sitting on top of our heels, we want to sit up nice and tall. So think of lengthening through the crown of the head, maybe gazing softly ahead or even softly closing the eyes. What I want you to do on your inhalation is begin to open the arms out to the side. Palms are facing up towards the sky, reaching away from the body. We're going to reach up towards the sky, really lengthening through the fingertips here. Next exhale, what I want you to do is begin to activate your core. So drawing your navel up in towards your spine. Notice the tailbone pulling down towards the floor here. Softening the ribs into the body. And on your next inhale, again, reaching through the crown of the head, reaching through the fingertips. On your next exhale, soften the shoulders away from the ears. So maintaining that strength within your core to keep you stabilized. Notice the legs grounding you into the earth here. Allow the legs to soften. Know you're supported. What we're going to do is open the spine up a little bit. So let's begin to twist towards our left side. So using your core only to twist as much as you can go to the left side. Release the left hand just behind you, fingertips to the floor, and then release the right hand just to the inside of that right knee. Okay, so we're mainly using our core here to twist. Don't rely on the hands. Just squeeze the core up and in towards the center of the body here. And what you want to do is remain level with the knees. So make sure your hips, your knees remain level to the front of the mat here. Just using your core, the center of your body to twist, using a little bit of the resistance of the right hand to help you move just a little bit more towards that twist. Again, lifting up through the crown of the head, let the legs be soft here. And on your next inhale, let's come back to neutral as we've reached the arms up. Let's switch it out to the other side. So we're going to twist towards our right side. Release the right hand down behind you, fingertips to the floor. Left hand's going to come to the inner left knee or thigh. So nice and tall. So use your back fingertips to reach all the way up through that arm. So we're not bending back here. We're not pressing into that right hand. And again, using your core to twist. So firming the navel up in towards your spine. Let the legs be soft here. Just using a little bit of resistance against that left hand. Breathe nice and deep. And again, let's inhale, reach up. And this time we're going to very carefully roll the body all the way down to the floor, releasing into our child's pose. Release the forehead to the floor. Allow your body to surrender. And just taking this moment to set an intention for your class, whatever that may be. This could be to find a little more presence. This could be to find strength, find stability. This could be just time for you to think about nothing else besides you. Let's press into the hands and very carefully going to roll all the way up to your hands and knees into a Asana, tabletop pose. So hands are underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers, grip the floors with the fingertips here just a little bit, and knees are underneath the hips. We're going to breathe in here, pull the shoulders back away from the ears, find space in the neck. Exhale, lift your navel up in towards your spine. So keep your core nice and strong here. And what I want you to do is now inhale to drop the belly down. Pull the heart forward, coming into our cow pose. Exhale, roll the spine very slowly all the way up towards the sky as you draw your chin towards your chest into cow pose. Inhale, pull the heart forward again, lift the hips up, drop the belly. Exhale, roll the spine up. Press into the hands, find space between you and the floor here. Inhale again. Deep breath, pull the heart forward. And exhale, roll the spine up towards the sky, lengthening the tailbone down, spreading the shoulder blades, stretching the back. Let's come back to neutral on your next inhale. Again, firming your navel up into your spine. What we're going to do is go ahead and extend that right leg straight back behind you, pointing the toes, nice and strong here. So be sure that your right hip is not lifting up. We want to keep that right hip level to the left hip on the floor. Breathe in and think of spinning that inner thigh up towards the sky, so our heel and the back of the knee is pointing up towards the sky here. And really energize back through that leg. So stay strong in your core. Breathe in here, feel that energy building through that leg. And then we're going to go ahead and walk that left hand slowly in front of us. Come to the fingertips. Stay grounded here with your right hand, your left shin, knee. And then maybe you can begin to lift that left hand straight out in front of you. So reaching forward, palms facing in. Notice the strength in your right arm, your left leg, stabilizing you here. Find space between the toes and the fingertips. And stay strong here. And then go ahead and release that left hand back down. Keep the right leg lifted. Say 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the right knee down. Whew, that was a lot. Let's go ahead and just roll the hips out. Just big circles with the hips. Just moving on your inhale and your exhale. Nice and slow here. All right, let's come back to neutral. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So now your left leg is going to reach just out behind you, nice and strong in that left leg. Make sure the left hip is not raising up here, so keep the hips even to the floor. Breathe in, core nice and strong. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and walk that right hand out in front of you, coming to the fingertips. Maybe you can reach the arm just out in front of you towards the front of the mat. Remember to stay strong in the core, lifting away from the floor. Find that space between the fingertips and the toes here, so reaching forward and back as long as you can. So really focus here on pressing into that left hand and lifting up through the arm, so finding that space in the arm. It feels like you're going to dump into the arm, but I want you to find space here. And when you're ready, release the right hand down. Left leg stays lifted. Stay strong here. Be careful that right hip is not pushing out to the side. And go ahead and release that left knee back down to the floor here. So now we're going to just swivel over to the opposite side. So rolling the hips out. One more time around. Inhale and exhale. Let's come right back to neutral here. What we're going to do this time is we're going to curl the toes underneath here and lift the knees, lift the hips up off the floor, press into the hands, let the sternum drop towards the floor, keep the knees bent, release the head. So pressing evenly into the hands here, coming into our Adho Mukha, our downward facing dog. Just take a moment before we begin to stretch out the legs here, and then when you're ready, go ahead and release one heel towards the floor, pressing that knee back, and then switch it out. So walking your dog out nice and slow. Just taking a moment to connect with the feelings within your body, noticing the sensations within your body. Just breathe, lifting your hips up. Making sure you're not rounding in your lower back. If you notice any rounding, be sure to keep the knees bent. These classes are about working with your body where your body is, not pushing it and forcing it to do what it's not ready to do. All right, you guys, let's come back to neutral, and this time we're gonna roll all the way forward, coming into a high plank. Hands are underneath the shoulders, toes are underneath the heels, heels are pointed up, core is lifting into the body, side hips are pulling in towards the middle line. Breathe in, pull the shoulders down. And then we're going to shift forward, drop the knees, and roll all the way down as we uncurl the toes. So into a cobra, release the forehead to the floor here. Breathe in. On your next inhale, let's begin to just peel the heart up off the floor, pressing into the palms for baby cobra. So think of really pulling those shoulders back, Squeeze the glutes in, squeeze the inner thighs together, press into the big pinky toe. Find space in the spine and release it down. Again, inhale, roll up. Maybe you can come up a little further this time. And release it down. One last time. Roll up. Baby cobra, Bhujangasana. And roll back down. And this time what I want you to do is just release the hands behind you. Take a breath. And go ahead and bring your left arm just in front of you. So you're gonna have your arm just parallel in front of you here. You're gonna roll your body up and then just bring your right heel in towards your right glute. Go ahead and reach back with that right hand, grab onto the ankle. See if you can pull your heel in towards you a little bit closer. So the goal here is to not let the knee fall out to the side. So try to keep the knee level with your glute if you may. If this is a little bit too much, you can go ahead and roll up higher. Just lift the heel away a little bit further. If that's still a little too much, you can bring both arms in front and just try to pull that heel in without pulling it in with your arm. Stay here and breathe. If you're reaching behind you, be sure you're not twisting. So try to keep that right shoulder forward, even with the left shoulder. In yoga, it's really important that we work on our body's alignment. So keeping everything even, working with the imbalances. So noticing those imbalances. Trying to improve them. When you're ready, release that foot down. Go ahead and bring the right arm in front of you, and now what we're going to do is extend the left arm back. Go ahead and bring that left heel in, and if you can reach back, grab that ankle, pull the heel in towards the glute here, and breathe. So again, thinking of pulling that tailbone down towards your knees here, the back of the knees. What we're doing here is we're stretching out the quads, the front of the thigh. And you don't necessarily have to pull in so hard with the heel, but you'll notice that if you pull the tailbone down to lengthen through the lower spine, you'll feel even more of a deep stretch here. So it's not necessarily how far you can go, it's the proper alignment that your body will allow you to go. And when you're ready, release. And then let's bring both arms in front of you. Just release the forehead down. Go ahead and draw the hands right back to your chest here on the side, elbows point back. And what we're gonna do this time is lift all the way up, maybe coming into a seal, straightening the arms if you can, pressing into the palms. And then if you're ready, you can go ahead and lift the thighs off the floor here, coming into your upward facing dog, your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So pull the shoulders down and back. Gaze just in front of you. Maybe you can gaze up. And then press into the hands, lift the hips up, roll over the toes, coming into your downward facing dog. Breathe. Let's bend at the knees and then step forward with your left foot followed by your right foot. We're gonna roll all the way down to our forward fold. So bending from the hips here. Be sure that you're not rounding the lower back, so keeping the knees bent so that way then we keep our torso on the front of the thighs here. Let the head fall. You can bring the arms behind the legs here. You can let the arms fall, whatever feels good for you. Just allow the upper body to relax. One more deep breath in here. And on your next exhale, we're going to press into the mat and just very carefully roll all the way up, vertebra by vertebra. Reach the arms out to the side and straight up towards the sky. Draw your hands to heart center right into a Samastiti. Okay, so reach the arms out to the side again and draw your hands right through center as you dive down to Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift up so you can bring your hands up to your shins here. Keep your knees engaged, so don't lock your knees out here, okay? And then make sure that you're bending again from hinging from your hips. Exhale to forward fold. Release the hands onto the floor. And then this time what we're gonna do is step back, left foot followed by right foot. We're gonna shift forward, and either you can drop your knees coming into chaturanga, or you can do a full chaturanga. In chaturanga, elbows come back. We keep the core engaged so we're not dipping in the lower belly. Bring it down just to the elbows or to the sides here, and then we're just gonna pull the heart forward to come into our seal with the legs on the floor, or upward facing dog, and then press into the hands, lift the hips right back into your downward facing dog. So if chaturanga feels a little too tense today for you to go into a full chaturanga, go ahead and drop your knees in chaturanga. And listen to your body. And this time what we're gonna do is lift the right knee into the chest, press into the hands, lift the core up, and step forward between the hands, foot to the inside of the right hand here. Lower the left knee down and uncurl the toes here. We're gonna lift up to our low lunge here, so pressing into the fingertips, pull the heart forward, make sure that your heel is just below your front knee. Breathe in and see if you can pull your heart forward even further. This time what I want you to do is press into the heel, lift the arms up towards the sky here, coming into your full low lunge. And again, pulling the tailbone down towards the floor here, really opening up your psoas muscles, so the front hip flexor on that left leg. And then what we're doing is creating a little bit of strength in that right leg here. So pulling that right hip back, really opening the heart up towards the sky, towards the front here. Keep that tailbone pulling down so we don't smush that lower back. Reaching up through the arms here. Breathe. And then coming in for a little twist, so just opening up the arms front and back, maybe front and to the side, and then swiping that right arm down and reaching up. Let's do that again. So left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches either back or to the side here. So we're twisting using our torso. We want to keep pulling that right hip in towards the midline, squeezing that left glute. Swipe the right arm down, reach it up. One more time, left arm forward, right arm to the side or back. And swipe it back up towards the sky. And then this time what we're going to do is release the fingertips to the floor and then begin to push the hips back as we extend through the front right knee. Peel those toes up off the floor. If you can, go ahead and walk the hands back so they're just underneath the shoulders. Breathe here. So this is our Hanuman, our Ardha Hanuman, half split pose. And then pull that right hip back. Pull that left hip forward, really engaging that heel into the floor here, keeping that knee engaged as well, so not pressing into the knee. Stretching out our hamstring. And see if you can bring your hands to the floor today. If you can't, you can stay up. We're all looking for that feeling of a deep stretch in our right hamstring. So if you're gonna come down a little bit further, bend the elbows back, bring the palms to the floor. Make sure you're not bending through the lower back. So if you notice intense bending in the lower back, go ahead and come up. And just rocking your hip from side to side. So bringing it out to the right side and then bringing it back to neutral. Let's do that again. Out to the right side. Exhale to bring it back to neutral. Inhale, rock it out to the side, back to neutral. 2 more times. Out to the side and back to neutral. Very good. And very carefully, let's come back up. So we're neutral on the fingertips here, and then we're gonna re-bend into that front knee. Reach the arms up towards the sky. And then when you're ready, bring the hands back down to the floor and lift that back knee up off the floor. So energizing that knee away from the floor, press into the hands and step back with that right foot. We're gonna shift forward and either drop the knees or come in for a full chaturanga. Flip over the toes, urdhva, upward facing dog. And press into the hands, lift the hips up and back for your downward facing dog. Very good. Okay, bend at the knees, and then let's step forward with the right foot, followed by the left foot, this time into our Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to roll all the way up this time. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Draw your hands to heart center, Samastiti. Inhale, reach the arms up again. And this time, fly them out to the side, and we're gonna dive down this way. Reach the arms down, coming into our Uttanasana. Halfway lift to Ardha, so half lift. Exhale, fold forward. And then press the hands into the mat. This time we're gonna step back with the right foot, followed by the left foot. And shift forward, drop the knees for chaturanga. Come for a full chaturanga. Pull the heart forward. Ardha. and press the hips back, downward facing dog. This time, let's pull that left knee into the chest, lift through the core, creating space, and then step to the inside of the left hand. Lower that right knee down, uncurl the toes, come up to the fingertips first. So low lunge with the fingertips on the floor. Again, pulling that left hip back, feel a deep stretch in the hamstring. Even though we're not extending at the knee, you'll still feel a deep stretch there. Opening up the psoas. And then when you're ready, very carefully press through that front heel, reach the arms up towards the sky, finding your balance, finding your strength within your legs. Pull that right hip forward, left hip back. Make sure that knee is just over top of your ankle here. Reach, pull the tailbone down. Find your center, find your awareness. Draw your attention to your breath. Deep, full breaths in. Nice, slow, controlled exhales out. And then what we're gonna do is twist now to the left side. So right arm comes forward, left arm goes back or out to the side. So we're pulling that right hip in, squeezing the hips towards each other. Sweep the arm down, reach it up. Good. And then again, we're gonna open up to the left side. Stay strong in your core. Swipe it down, arms come up. One last time. Open up to your left side. Stay here for a moment. So keep reaching through the crown of the head here. And then reach your arm down and up. And when you're ready, bring your fingertips to the floor. Walk your hands just underneath your shoulders. You're going to begin to extend your hips back, extending through that front left knee. Peel the toes up towards the sky. Walk the hands back so they're in close to the leg and so they're underneath the shoulders. Make sure you're not rounding through the lower back. So come up a little bit higher if you need to. Here you can keep that knee bent as well. So it seems like you're creating a lot of rounding in the lower back. Go ahead and bend the knee. It just means that you have a lot of tightness within your hamstring or even your lower back, which they're both connected. So it could be either or. Breathe in and breathe out. See if you can pull that left hip back a little bit further here. Pull the right hip in towards the center of your body. So drawing it in towards your midline. Shoulders pull down. And again, if you can come a little bit lower, if you're feeling a little bit more open today, go ahead and come down to your palms. Elbows can face back. Deep breath in and exhale. Allow your hamstring just to open up a little bit deeper here. We're going to come in for our rocks when you're ready. So take a full deep breath in as you rock it out to the side. Exhale, close it in towards the midline. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bring it back to neutral. Inhale to the side. Draw it back to center. Inhale to the side. Back to center. And one last time. Out to the side. And back to center. Very subtle little movements here. Let's come back to our fingertips. And then rebend into that knee. Walk your hands forward. We're gonna lift that back knee away from the floor in our low lunge here. Press into the palms and then press that left foot straight back. Again, coming for a chaturanga. So if you're using modified, otherwise full chaturanga, pull the heart through. Upward facing dog, squeeze the glutes and press into the hands. Downward facing dog. All right, you guys. Bend at the knees, and this time if you'd like to try floating forward, otherwise you can step forward right into your forward fold. Inhale, just roll all the way up. And then we're going to draw your hands to heart center. This time we're going to bring the toes to touch, heels slightly apart, sink the hips back, coming into our chair pose, Utkatasana. So breathe in here, pull the navel into the spine, nice and strong here. Feel the quads burning up. And then release all the way down. What we're gonna do is step back with your right foot, okay? So we're in our low lunge here. Make sure that knee is above that left heel. Breathe in here. And then then let's go ahead and lift up, pressing through that front heel into our high lunge, so our crescent pose. Breathe. And then release the hands down, press into the palms, step straight back, chaturanga. Pull the heart through, upward facing dog, and right into your downward facing dog. Very good. Let's do the same thing. So bend at the knees, float forward. Inhale, halfway lift this time. Exhale, forward fold. And then this time what we're gonna do is we're gonna step back with the left foot. So the right foot is gonna stay forward. Inhale here, staying in your low lunge. So energizing that left knee away from the floor. So squeezing that glute, pulling the right hip back. Let's press into the heel, reach the arms up. Crescent pose. Breathe here. And then release the hands right back down. Press into the hands, press the right foot back. Shift forward, chaturanga. Pull the heart through, upward facing dog, and right back down to downward facing dog. Very good, you guys. Okay, take one full deep breath in and exhale. Let's lift the left leg up towards the sky. We're gonna draw the knee into the chest, shift forward, and step between the hands, so to the inside of the left hand here. We're gonna come up to our crescent pose very carefully, so energizing that right leg straight back. Left hip's gonna come back, right hip's gonna come forward, noticing the psoas muscles really opening up here, the strength in that left leg, knees over top of that front heel. What we're gonna do is now open up to our left side. So reaching front and back, swoop, just like we did before. Left arm's gonna come down and up. Inhale, keep that right leg nice and strong, and open up to the left. Inhale, swoop it up, and open up to the left. And let's bring the arms up. Very good. We're going to straighten that front leg and then begin to hinge all the way forward, bringing our hands to the floor. So come up to the toes of the right leg and then press that front big toe into the floor here. Walk your hands in so they're very close to that left leg. Pull the left hip back here. Breathe in. Try to find space in your spine here. If you need to keep that front knee bent a little bit, that's perfectly fine too. Again, we don't want to create a lot of rounding in the lower back. So we want to think of really elongating through that left hip, so pulling it back here. Breathe here. And then rebend into that front knee, so coming into our low lunge. And again, we're going to extend that left knee, coming into our pyramid pose. Inhale. So bending into the knee, low lunge, and exhale, pyramid. Inhale, pull the knee forward into lunge, and then exhale into pyramid. This time we're gonna drop the head, release the upper body, keep the core nice and strong. Again, thinking of pulling that left hip back, right hip forward, breathe. When you're ready, lift halfway up here. And what we're gonna do is press into the right palm. And this is where you may wanna have your block. So make sure your block is close by. Bring your block to the inside of the right ankle. And what we're gonna do is press the right hand into the block if you're using a block, and then begin to open that left arm just out to the side here. So keep that right glute nice and strong. Pull the left hip back. And then begin to maybe open up towards that left side if you can, reaching that left arm up towards the sky. If you're still reaching out to the side and maybe just creating a little bit of a twist, that's fine too. Just find some stability and a little bit of comfort here in this discomfort. So you don't want to feel any pain. It's going to feel a little uncomfortable, but if you feel any sharp pains or anything like that, I want you to back off, okay? So listening to your body, paying close attention to the feelings within your body. Keep that left knee engaged, so not blocking it out. And then when you're ready, release that left arm down. Go ahead and move your block off to the side here. We're gonna bend into that front knee, press into the hands, step straight back, shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take a moment here. And then press into the hands, downward facing dog. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So this time what we're gonna do is lift the right leg up towards the sky, Draw the knee into the chest and step between the hands to the inside of the right hand. Inhale here. And then press into that front heel, lifting up into your crescent pose, your high lunge. So energizing back through that left leg, pull the hip forward, really opening up the psoas, sink a little bit lower if you can. And then we're gonna open up to the right side. So using the core, staying stable, swoop the right arm down, reach it up again, and open it up. And you may notice one side is a little bit harder than the other. Again, this is where you're paying attention to the imbalances within your body, not judging them. Don't get angry at yourself, this is normal. And let's open it up to the right side. We just wanna notice it and work with it. And then what we're gonna do is straighten that front knee, and then go ahead and release, hinging from the hip all the way down. Release the fingertips to the floor here. So pressing into that right front toe. Extending the knee back, but don't lock it out. So keep it engaged. Coming up to the tippy toes of the back toes and pulling that right hip back. So if you need to open your stance up a little bit more, feel free to press that left leg back a little bit further. Also too, if you feel a little bit wobbly, you can bring that right foot out, so heel toeing it out to the side just a little bit, very carefully. Inhale to pull the shoulders back, find length in the spine, and then exhale, go ahead and release the head down to relax the head here. So again, you can keep that front knee bent if you need to. Keep the core nice and strong, supporting the lower back. When you're ready, let's roll up halfway. Go ahead and grab your block, bring it to the inside of that right ankle here. You're gonna bring your left hand onto the block if you're using a block. Inhale, go ahead and reach your right arm out to the side, press into the block or the ground, pull the right hip back for your stability. Shoulders are coming away from the ears here. And then exhale, begin to twist, maybe open to the right side. Maybe you can reach your arm up towards the sky. So keeping that right hip pulling in. You'll notice a deep stretch maybe on your outside of your hamstring, maybe on your calf muscle. IT band is very tight usually in this position. Keep the left glute nice and strong. You're stabilizing yourself. Breathe. Remembering you're going to get through this. I know this is really tough, but just breathe through it and you're going to get through it. You're going to feel so much better after. When you're ready, release that right hand down. Go ahead and move the block out to the side. We're going to rebend into that front knee. Press into the hands, step straight back, chaturanga. Pull the heart forward right into your upward facing dog, and stay here for just a moment, couple breaths. Squeeze the glutes in, the inner thighs together, heels pointing up, shoulders come back, find space in the neck. Just gazing softly in front of you here. Try not to crunch your head up, because then we're putting a lot of pressure in the back of the neck. And then when you're ready, press into the hands, lift the hips straight up into your downward facing dog. Breaths here. Good job, you guys. It's difficult to do these poses and to really focus on them, because it can be very discouraging when you feel sensations of blocks. So you feel any tightnesses, restrictions within your body. You may feel like, oh my gosh, I just don't want to do this. This hurts. What's wrong with me? It's okay. What we're doing is learning about our bodies and we're working through it. We're not running away from it. We're noticing it. We're learning. When you're ready, go ahead and bring your knees down into the floor. What we're going to do is just go ahead and sit straight back. Bring your legs in front of you. And take a break here. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe. And then go ahead and roll all the way back. So firm your navel up and in, reach your arms forward, knees are pointed up. We're gonna pull that navel into the spine, really squeezing your core, and roll all the way down to the floor here very slowly. So tuck your shoulder blades when you get to the floor. Knees are still pointed up, but bring your heels in just a little bit closer to your glutes, maybe about 6 inches or so, just below the knees, the back of the knees. Breathe here for a moment. And then we're gonna lift the right knee up towards us and then just cross that ankle over top of the left thigh here. Flex the foot. And then what we're going to do is bring your right hand onto the right knee here. And breathe and just open up that knee just a little bit. And then go ahead and walk that left hand behind that left hamstring and lift the foot off the floor. So we're just going to press the knee open, keep the foot flexed to protect the knee, and go ahead and just pull that left leg in to really engage in that deep stretch of the right piriformis, the right side. Breathe in, breathe out, maybe rocking the head side to side. Remembering to stay relaxed within the face, within the neck. Using your exhale to go a little bit deeper if you can, even if you just think about going deeper. Just allow your body to soften here, to relax, to open up. One more breath in. And go ahead and release that left hamstring, bring the foot back to the floor. We're going to bring the right foot right back to the floor and then just switch it out. So left leg comes up, cross the left ankle over top of the right quad here, flex the foot, and then bring your left hand onto that knee. Go ahead and start to open it here. So if you don't feel a deep stretch here, what we're going to do is come up, bring our right hand behind the right hamstring, and then just begin to pull that right knee in towards us, okay? Very subtly as we keep pressing on that left knee to open up the piriformis, the glute muscle. Breathe, and again, rock your head side to side. Just remember to stay relaxed in the neck and the face here. Breathe in and breathe out. Noticing if you're holding tension in your face here, try to focus on letting that go while you're opening up your left side. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release the hamstring and cross the foot. Let's go ahead and bring both knees into the chest and wrap your arms around them, maybe just rocking out side to side. A little massage in the lower back here in your asana pose. And then let's go ahead and just release the feet and walk the legs just out. For a final pose or shavasana. So reach the arms just palms facing up out to the side of our body here. Let the legs be heavy, let the arms be heavy, let the hands curl as they wish. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath, pull the tailbone down and the chest beat. Just allow everything to soften here. Just taking in your practice, taking in your body, your mind. Finding stillness, doing the best for you that you can do. Just drawing that breath into the body, that energy, positive energy in to rejuvenate, to heal, to grow. Remembering your intention. If you'd like to stay here in Shavasana, it's a beautiful thing to stay and relax and allow yourself to focus and let go. If you need to move on with your day, go ahead and begin to wiggle your fingers a little bit, move your toes around, just coming into the tips of your body, move up to your arms and your legs. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and roll yourself up to a seated position. So you can either roll to one side and then press yourself up. You can use your core to roll all the way up, whatever works for you. We're going to make our way to a cross-leg position. So knees out to the side here. And then just close up with a couple breaths here. So sit up nice and tall, ground the sit bones into the floor. We're going to reach the palms out to the side, straight up to the sky, drawing in that energy. Bring your hands together, draw that energy right down to your heart. Let's do that one more time. We're going to open the arms up, grabbing that energy and drawing it right back down to your heart. Breathe out. Drop your chin down. Honoring yourself for showing up on your mat today, for taking the time to invest in yourself, whether it's just to find some stillness, some clarity within your minds, or just to focus on the imbalances within your body, or even to build some strength. You took that time, and that you should be so grateful for and so proud of yourself. Just thank your body and thank yourself for showing up today. Namaste until we meet again.